Hey everyone, Anthony here from the LFC transfer room, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to your guys' controversial opinions about Liverpool. First and foremost, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so that you can witness our beautiful content which is coming to you daily. Now with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Right, so last month we tweeted from the LFC transfer room Twitter page to see all of your most controversial opinions about Liverpool. And it's fair to say, quite a few of you managed to pull through. So as already mentioned, we're just going to be reacting to those opinions of yours. So starting us off is the Gerrard era. And this one couldn't have been any more perfectly timed after the Merseyside derby. So, Van Dijk should be on free kicks. So Virgil van Dijk, fella, if you are watching this video, you let us all down, my friend. 4 years we've been crying out for you to take free kicks. You got your first opportunity, revenge against Jordan Pickford for that injury, and you've hit it straight at the wall. But with that being said, it's just one free kick. We've seen what Virgil van Dijk can do. Let's just insert a clip here. And everyone has their days where they just have stinky shots, and that was obviously one of them for Van Dijk. But yes, Gerrard era, I do believe Van Dijk should kind of be in contention to take free kicks as well as Trent and even Salah. So the second opinion comes from Songi or Sonji. He says, Minamino at Chem in a 4-2-3-1 is something that Klopp and the management team should try in the future for smaller games in ETC. This is a bit of a strange one because I don't think we've actually seen Minamino play in the midfield for Liverpool at least. He definitely had a cameo against someone, but I can't remember which team. And whenever he does come on, he plays as either the striker or one of the wider positions. So it will definitely be interesting to see. However, does he get into the starting 11 ahead of Firmino? Because we have seen Firmino play in the midfield before. And also by playing a 4-2-3-1, will Mane and Salah still actually stick to their positions as wide midfielders rather than wider forwards? So I can't see it happening, but it would be nice to see Minamino played in his kind of comfortable position. Now the next opinion comes from Andre de Silva Stain. I hope I've not butchered your name, fella, but had we have not lost against Real Madrid, I assume he means the Champions League final, would have never have been Premier League champions. This is a very controversial opinion, my friend, and I do see this quite often, but I am going to disagree. People's main reasoning for this opinion is because maybe we wouldn't have signed Alisson Becker. However, I do believe this is completely false. I think we could definitely tell over the years that Liverpool never make rash decisions when it comes to transfers. So even had Karius had a masterclass in that Champions League final, we still wouldn't have kept him as our starter. And there were reports from even February and January that we were in fact going to sign Alisson Becker. Moving on, Codders says Nat Phillips should be starting instead of Joel Matty. My friend, I don't know where to start with this one. No, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be starting over Matip, he shouldn't be starting over Van Dijk, shouldn't be starting over Gomez, should not be starting over Kanate. He's fine where he is, okay? Swiftly moving on from Codders, your awful opinion. We've got Chem 2006. We should have sacked Luis Suarez. I assume you're referring to the racist incident with Evra, but I don't think it would have been fair to completely just get rid of him, because by doing so we would have just given him a fat paycheck and just told him bye-bye. Instead, the club kind of done the right thing and educated him on what he'd done wrong. And it is interesting to see Suarez's perspective. He still kind of stands by the fact that he wasn't racist, it was a kind of cultural difference. But what he said obviously isn't acceptable in England. And in my opinion, the club done the right thing by keeping him on board and educating him on what he'd done wrong. Next up, we've got Stuart Chapman, who says Trent's overrated at direct free kicks. Unfortunately, my friend, I am going to have to agree with you. Trent's time at free kicks is gone over, I'm afraid. We've not seen him back since Chelsea. I'm not including the West Ham one. That was a little bit of a tactic, weren't it, with Salah? So yeah, maybe it's about time someone else steps up to take them. Maybe Thiago, Van Dijk even, or even Mohamed Salah. Now this next opinion is from one of the members of the LFC transfer room, Charlie, who has a massive Firmino and Sadio Mane agenda. He said Sadio Mane and Robertson Firmino need to be replaced next season. First and foremost, Charlie, no, Mane needs to be given a new contract. His contract expires the exact same time as Mohamed Salah's, so him and Salah need to sign the bloody thing. I know a lot of people were calling for Mane's head at the end of last season, but in the past few months it is fair to say he's improved drastically and he's looking like the old Mane we all know and love. However, in regards to Firmino, I can understand why people would kind of want to replace him, but I think we've already found our replacement in Diogo Jota. Next up, we have the Mailbox, who says if Ballo scores his 3 open chances he had in his first ever Liverpool game, he would still be playing for us. Assuming you mean Balotelli. I love Balotelli, don't get me wrong, but he has got to be one of the worst strikers in this club's history. In fact, let me show you how much I adore this fella. Wait. Slightly off topic, but yeah, my friend, you are completely waffling. Erland says Henderson should not play for us. This one I am 50-50 on, because Henderson obviously is our captain and we've all seen him lift the Premier League, lift the Champions League, and he was in the starting 11 for those kind of teams. But more recently we've seen Thiago and Naby Keita both outperform him. So with all of our midfield options completely fit, does he get into our starting 11? I don't think so. But I feel like I've maybe read your comment wrong. You said Henderson shouldn't play for us. He should play for us, but he shouldn't start for us. Moving on, Eric says Tsimikas should be starting over Robertson at the moment. Bearing in mind this was a tweet from last month, Robertson wasn't necessarily on the best of form, and whenever we did see Tsimikas play, he was outperforming Robertson. So at the time I would have agreed with you, but I do believe Klopp's management skills are far superior than any of ours, and he's smashing it at the moment. Robertson of course needed that little bit of rest, and he got that, and now he looks back to being his old self. He's got 2 assists against Everton, and I'm pretty sure he got 2 assists against Southampton as well. Moving on to another midfielder's opinion, Issam says we will end up missing Wijnaldum at the end of the season. Now, because we didn't sign a midfield replacement for Wijnaldum, I did believe this to be true. However, one thing we're certainly not lacking in this season is our attacking threat. And at times, Wijnaldum would always hinder that because he would kind of look to play the backwards pass rather than looking forward. However, there are certain matches where I think Wijnaldum could have had a more positive impact than our midfield options. In the Man City match at Anfield, in the Brentford match, and in the Brighton match, we definitely lacked defensive quality from our midfielders, hence why we conceded the goals that we did. The Manchester City match was the most crucial out of all of them, and we conceded the most basic goal to Phil Foden, which could have been prevented had Wijnaldum have been there. But there's no point in nitpicking. We'll never know if we're going to miss Wijnaldum come the end of the season. Hopefully we do lift the Premier League and the Champions League as well. Damo says that our derby is the most friendly derby in the world, as we don't segregate the fans, as we'll be splitting up families if we did, ? Anfield doesn't, but Goodison does. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I have no idea what you're on about when it comes to the segregating fans. But I must tell you, from a young person perspective, I'm a young fan of Liverpool, obviously. I've not supported them for 40 or 50 years. So I've not really been able to see the kind of huge rivalry between Liverpool and Everton. For me, growing up, it's always been Liverpool are the superior team. We've always beaten Everton, so I've never really seen them as a huge rival in a sense. So I definitely understand what you mean. It's became a lot more friendly than it used to be. Joel says that Matip has outplayed Van Dijk this season, and Matip at CDM, if Fabinho is unavailable, could be fire. My friend, I'm quickly going to go over this one. Between Matip and Van Dijk, that's just a personal preference. However, I think as Liverpool fans, we've seen enough of this players playing out of position, so I would not like to see Matip in that CDM role. Thank you very much. Nearing the end of your guys' opinions, but Biff Howard says Thiago hasn't improved us. I'm surprised to see this opinion from a Liverpool fan. We tend to see this more from rivals saying Thiago's rubbish, Thiago hasn't done this, and blah blah blah. But I'm here to tell you, Thiago is the best midfielder at this club. I don't think last season done him justice. Obviously he was playing with the likes of Nat Phillips, who's played out of position in the 6th role, but now we're seeing him more comfortable on the ball. We're seeing him pass balls everywhere. Seeing him play with Van Dijk is beautiful. It's beautiful. Just enjoy it, my friend. The final opinion of the video is from He says, our transfer window was not that bad. Now you, my friend, are absolutely spot on. Before anyone wants to attack me, I'm not an FSG inner, I am FSG out, but I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as what people were making up. Going into the season, we could clearly see we needed another centre-back, obviously given what happened in the previous season. So we went out there and signed Konate for 36 million. Now that's where it ended. But we all know how injury prone our midfield is, so we all thought, let's get another midfielder. That obviously didn't happen, and the only match we've lost this season is to West Ham. And the reason for that, I think, is because of how poor the midfield was. Oxlade-Chamberlain, no matter what anyone says, is not good enough to start for Liverpool. I do love the guy, but he's not good enough to start for us in 2021. And Henderson was on a poor run of games. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think West Ham were very lucky. They got away with some very stupid decisions in that match. But an extra quality midfielder in there would have definitely helped us to win. Moving on to the front line, we are going to miss Salah and Mane for Africa Cup of Nations. So it's common sense really, we do need another forward. Unfortunately, the club haven't gone out to sign one, but it has more or less been confirmed that Salah and Mane will only miss 2 matches of the season, which is nowhere near as bad as the 8 to 10 matches we all thought would happen. Personally, I'm a big fan of Ivan Toney, and either seeing him or Luis Diaz maybe, even signing in January, would be beautiful. Now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is all of your tweets wrapped up. I want to thank you all for commenting your opinions and for letting this video happen. Let us know in the comment section down below any more unpopular opinions you may have. And with that being said, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe with notifications on. I've been Anthony on behalf of the LFC Transfer Room, and thank you for watching. I'm signing off.